Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, working on my blade for 2023. It's gonna be a nice little piece when it's all said and done. Somebody asked me what I use for discs, and these are the Ryobi 5-piece twist lock cut off 1.5 inches. Kind of looks like this, only in reverse. But these things are working really good. What I'm finding that I like about these more than the full-size discs is that they're small, so I can make contoured lines. I can go in nice circles. When you're using a big cutoff disc, doing tight patterns, it's pretty difficult. So this actually is making life a little easier. I got about 1/4 of a disc left, half a disc left, so I'm going to work on that and just see if I can follow that line that I already made and finish grinding out that piece. Now, being able to turn, and what I'm doing is I'm turning both hands at the same time. So I'm getting in my little groove and I'm turning my hands together. And some people, what you might want to do is put your piece in a vise, but I like to have full control and just work on a steady hand. And now there's different ways you could do it. You can make lines and then cut up to the lines and break them off. Let me shut that down. But yeah, if I wanted, I could make a bunch of lines, and then boom, 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 cut them off, and it goes really smooth. But I want to see if I can get this down pretty far, because when you cut the lines, you're burning a disc cutting the lines, and then you have to burn the disc cutting through it. So it's almost like double. So what I'm going to do, and I don't know if I can actually get you guys in there. Maybe I can. I'll show you what I'm doing. You see how I'm just using one finger to guide it? Turning that corner. And so now what I'll do is I'll pretty much cut out the center and start with that. And once you get all the way through in one place, then things start getting a little easier. So I'm just going to work right here, get my first hole all the way through. Now eventually it's going to get a little hot, so you might not want to leave a finger on there, but if you keep moving it, you'll be okay. I don't have to worry about overheating the steel right now because it's not been heat treated yet, so it's okay. And don't worry about running your blade up onto your piece, because you're going to end up having to refinish the whole thing anyway, so that doesn't matter at all. So if you get some little oops moments where you're skidding across, that won't affect anything. So it looks like this disc is pretty much already done, but I almost all the way through, so that was a good use of a disc. And now you can hear the grinding on the steel. I just went through that disc the whole time. These little lock discs are great. They really just lock in there and hold it down. But you can see I'm getting all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to work on that. Hold on. Figure I'll show you how these discs work. You buy this little piece, right? This Dremel piece. It's typical Dremel pin. You stick it in your Dremel, and it looks like that, right? Now you take your thing. It's got like a little Black Widow mark on it. You know, the Black Widow belly. You stick that in and you give it a half turn. Then you just tighten up the little nut underneath. You can hand tighten it, or you can use a wrench. It doesn't really matter. I find that they generally start to loosen anyway. So I just hand tighten and get it in there nice and snug. I haven't had a problem with that yet. And voila, there's my disc. So I'm going to continue to work. All right, so I just spent out a full disc. It took me a little while, but you'll see how far I've gotten. That's on one disc. So I'm thinking a second full disc might cut me out this area here and get me started on this area. So I'm looking at 2.5 more discs just to get the handle kind of shored up. So you'll see it takes a little bit, but it makes it easier. Is it taking a little bit of time? Yeah, but that's why knives are expensive when they're handmade, because they take time. So gotta keep on going. All right, so I think I switched you. All right, so I was doing really good. I got all the way. I only have this little piece connected right here, and my last disc broke, so I couldn't finish it. So it looks like part 2 is going to have to continue to part 3, but the information you needed in part 2 for this part, I mean, I was able to give it to you. I was able to show it to you. What I would have done had I been able to finish this, well, maybe, hold on, we might not be out of the woods yet. We might not be out of the woods yet, people. I guess I got enough. Okay, I got more than I thought. So now I have to take it to the grinder. Oh, and before I go any further, what's in my pocket today? My ADV Tactical Box Buster and my CJRB Pyrite. These are the knives I am carrying. I added the Ulti clip to the inside of my pocket on the Buster, and man, freaking love it. I love that clip. All right, so now I gotta go downstairs. All right, so now it's grinding. I have the stone wheel here, and I have the belt grinder here. What I want to do is I want to start with the stone grinder, because I hit it at an angle, so I need to get that down. So what I'm going to do is follow the edge of the stone once it gets to speed, and I'm going to follow the edge all the way until I can get this area pretty flat. So it's going to be just a whole lot of doing this, and once I get that area in there, I'm going to transfer it to here, and see, I can't, the radius is too small here, so it doesn't match this. So I need to really hone in here by hand. And I mean, everything I do is by hand, but that just makes it really, really tricky. So let me show you. I just need to hold it flat. And keep doing that until that gets as flat as that. And that takes a lot of time and a lot of grinding. But you'll see it when it's ready. Hold on. Hold on, I said. Well, there's an old saying. Sometimes that comes into play. Damn, I'm good. So this is my knife shape right here. This is exactly what it's going to be. Obviously, slightly different. You can see it's a nice, good piece of steel. There has to be a lot of grinding in here. That of everything, this area, getting this down to center, that's the hardest part of the entire knife build. Doing that, and then, you know, giving it a heat treat and doing whatever else. But the handle shape is exactly how I wanted it. I might have to grind down a little bit more because there is a little cut in the steel right there, but that would be easy to bring down. I left it because it was feeling really good when I did my test fit, but this radius right here, look how flat that is now. Look at that, and that's before I finish it. I still have to go with the lighter sandpaper, you know, and lighter grinding paper, and get it down. I might just smooth this out and leave that peak. I'll tell you what though, it's comfortable, man. This little sweep right here is just perfect for where the thumb goes. Measured it out. I measured my, even though it doesn't need to be measured balance wise because it's not that big, I measured it all out to have a really, really perfect balance point. This thing is coming out really freaking nice. So you can see where it's going to be at. It's going to be a cool little hog-nosed knife. It still has a ton of work. I still have to drill. Then I have to do scales. I'm thinking possibly maybe going with some jade. I don't know. It's just got so much I don't even want to think about it. I was thinking, do I stay with the with a 90 spine, or do I round it off? And I'm not even sure. I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet. But what I do know is that this thing is going to be awesome, man. This thing's going to be awesome. The shape of this blade, I think, is super cool. I think this is super cool. It gives me Scab Choir Boys Outdoors just did a Shade Indonesia hatchet, right? Like a little axe. And this, as I was watching Scab's video yesterday, I started going, holy crap, that's like the axe version of this knife. That would be a great pairing. So I'd like to finish this before I get to play with it, because he's going to send it to me so I can test that axe, because I think it's gorgeous. And I want to put these together and see how they fit. I doubt I'll have this done in time because it's going to take a lot of work, but at least I'll be able to look at them side by side. I think Shaney over there at Shade Indonesia on that hatchet that Scab has, if you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's probably his best piece, maybe ever. I mean, it's so practical and so well done. I really like it. So I'm excited to test that one out. But this one is right there, man. This thing is right there, man. This thing's coming out. This is knife making 101 right here, sons. Oh. All right, well, it looks like until the next phase, I am Donnie B all day. Until next video.